Did you know that the internet was originally invented for military purposes? It's true, even cell phones as well. In fact, many of society's biggest technology breakthroughs have been adopted for civilian use from their original military application. And when it comes to military technology, particularly weapons, there is no end to imagination and creativity. In fact, many of the weapons being developed or in use by the US military today seem straight out of science fiction movie. However, despite how crazy they seem, these weapons and technology have actually been invented or are close to being deployed in combat zones around the world. Robot dog. While dogs are routinely used in war for tasks like bomb sniffing, the military has also taken inspiration from Fido to build robots. The large, rough terrain robot shambles slowly up rocky terrain while carrying heavy loads and is currently being tested in Afghanistan. The robotic beast sounds like a swarm of bees, and its mincing gait makes it look more like a shoe poodle than a truly large dog, meaning it's probably not all that stealthy or fast. But the goal of the 109 kg behemoth is not to be quiet or quick, is to carry about 45 kg, so troops don't have to shoulder their own loads. However, in 2015, the military seemed less enamored of the idea, saying the size and noise would give away the soldiers' positions. Eye-blinding rifle. This weapon won't kill you. It will just blind you with its bedazzling laser beam. The Phaser, or Personal Holding and Stimulation Response Rifle, is essentially the equivalent of a gazillion laser pointers aimed at the eyes, designed to lead to only temporary blindness. The goal is to blind criminals or others who mean harm for long enough that they can be apprehended. However, the Phaser has one problem. The United Nations banned blinding weapons in 1995 according to an addendum to the Geneva Conventions. Laser-induced plasma channel. Move over though. The military has stolen your thunder. Engineers at the Picatinny Arsenal in New Jersey have figured out a way to harness the power of lightning, designing a weapon that shoots lightning bolts along laser beams to kill targets. The laser-induced plasma channel, as it's called, is aimed at targets that conduct electricity better than the air or the ground. The laser light, with its high intensity and energy, focuses the lightning bolt to keep it along a straight and narrow path, so it can be precisely aimed at a target. Pulsed energy projectile. The pulsed energy projectile is yet another non-lethal weapon under development by the US military. The goal? Fire a laser beam at people to create a little pocket of exploding plasma in the air around them. This would hypothetically create a pressure wave to knock out the person, also producing painful nerve sensations. The active denial system. Another non-lethal weapon developed to help disperse crowds. The active denial system transmits an invisible electromagnetic radiation beam that creates a burning sensation on people's skin, sending them running, called the goodbye effect by senior military officials, and a heat ray by scientists. The active denial system can heat up water molecules on a person's skin to 130 degrees Fahrenheit from a distance of 500 yards. Controversial in some circles and dubbed a form of torture by some people, the active denial system has proven extremely effective. Security experts expect that the system will eventually be used alongside other non-lethal crowd control methods, such as tear gas, water cannons, and rubber bullets. Digital revolver. The Armatix digital revolver looks like something out of a science fiction movie, and a version of it was featured in a recent James Bond film. This futuristic pistol has a digital safety mechanism that can only be enabled if the operator is also wearing a special wristwatch that sends the unlock signal to the gun. The wristwatch itself only becomes active once the user unlocks it with their fingerprint. This means that the gun can only be fired by the owner, preventing the gun from being used by people who may steal it. It also means that the revolver cannot be used against its owner. Many gun experts claim that this approach is the way of the future and a great means of ensuring gun safety. Soviet attack dolphins. The Soviet Union was also very interested in harnessing animals for warfare. The killer animal in this instance were dolphins. The project, developed in the 1960s, aimed to train dolphins to search for submerged warheads or other items. But Russia is not the only country training dolphins for war. The United States has its own dolphin training program, though the adorable marine mammals are not trained to carry weapons or kill people because they might have trouble distinguishing between enemies and friendly soldiers. Chicken nuclear weapons. During the height of the Cold War, the British devised an 8-ton nuclear weapon called Blue Peacock, a massive nuclear mine to be placed in Germany that could be detonated if the Soviets decided to invade from the east. One problem: the ground gets really cold in winter, making it hard for all the equipment in the mine to work. So, one outlandish proposal, along with wrapping the machinery in fiberglass pillows, was to hit the nuke with chickens who would have been encased in a shell and given enough food, water, and oxygen to survive a week. Ultimately, the plan was scrapped because of the risk of nuclear fallout. Iceberg aircraft carrier. During World War II, the British conceived of an ice-colding killing machine, a massive aircraft carrier that was essentially a fortified iceberg called Project Habakkuk. The idea would be to take a small amount of wood pulp, mix it with ice to make an unbreakable structure that would take months to melt but would require little in the way of raw materials. Fixtures would be as easy as pouring in some water. UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill gave development the go-ahead in 1943, but unfortunately, the carriers were about as absurd as they sound. For one, making them would require giant freezers, and for another, the massive structure would be incredibly slow and heavy and would require insulation with cork to keep from melting. Flashlight gun. North Korean spies seem to be caught in the James Bond era. When assassins from the country tried to kill the activist Park Sang-hak, the South Korean intelligence agency found a number of tiny Bondian weapons on the spies. Among the finds were 2 poison pens and a tiny flashlight with 3 tiny holes for bullets. Quantum stealth. Well, this technology is now in advanced stages of development by the US military, called quantum stealth. This technology camouflages people by bending light around the object it is hiding, and the result is that people and objects literally turn invisible to the naked eye. The images of quantum stealth available on the internet are downright freaky. The hope is that the invisible clocks provided by the quantum stealth technology will enable soldiers to infiltrate enemy territory without being detected, as well as launch surprise attacks and carry out assassinations. Sounds pretty far-fetched, but the future is here and the technology is real. Vomit gun. Remember the sick sticks used by the police in the movie Minority Report? The sticks would cause anyone they touched to instantly vomit. Believe it or not, a real-life vomit gun has been invented. In 2007, the US Navy signed a contract with a company called Invocon to develop a weapon that uses radio frequency to impact a person's sense of hearing and equilibrium. Anyone hit by the vomit gun immediately experiences severe motion sickness and throws up. At the same time, the Department of Homeland Security's Science and Technology engaged a company called Intelligent Optical Systems to develop an lead incapacitator that emits a rapid pulse of different colored lights to cause dizziness, headaches, and vomiting as well. All these weapons on this list seem to be a case where science fiction has caught up to science fact. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by hitting the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.